What's up, everybody?
What's
It
going
is
on?
Tucker in the Beard with a side of
Happening.
rice.
Yeah.
Our good friend Josh Rice is, no one knows where anyone is at on the screen orientation.
Actually, yeah, that's what it's.
They're places. Anyway, yeah, we got
I'm
our
at my
good buddy
house.
and business partner Josh Rice in on the conversation today. I'm recording outside because it's nice out today.
Yeah. I'm about to head out, so I'm at my house about to leave to go run last ditch errands.
Before you're
Shut
Get some
down.
stuff done before the lockdown kicks in.
before you go in the hole.
Yeah. I got to show a house at 5:30. Don't tell.
Do it on FaceTime, bro.
It's the new
Oh.
way.
You can't.
Like, commit. Oh, I can. But anyways, you never miss an
so-
opportunity to call out my Droid phone. Thank you.
Never. I never will, ever.
Yeah.
No, I've
that's
actually
right.
been doing some yard work the last couple of days because, well, if you got the time, now's
Might as
the time
well.
to do it, right?
Yeah,
So-
might as well.
And yeah, it's just such a nice day out. I figured bring the laptop out here, record a quick episode with my buddies. Josh is our business partner with the Rockstar Group at West USA Realty
Yes.
of Prescott. Our real
Yep.
job that we're still doing because we're still essential.
We
But
are
we're doing it
essential.
carefully.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to, Josh?
Well, doing essential business for sure has been key. But I think life still goes on, and it's interesting because I do have two younger boys. One's in middle school, one's in elementary school, and we are now officially homeschoolers. So
I know. Congrats, man. We've been. I told my wife that we just got promoted to teachers.
we got promoted. So I've been hanging out with my student here. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, bringing in the dog for attention. I like
Yeah,
it.
she's wondering why the kids are still home right now. She's like, don't they have to go to school?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Well-
It's different,
So here's something that's cool about homeschooling that you guys aren't used to is that you guys can now make out with your kid's teacher after a parent-teacher conference. So
I was
I
like,
wanna
whoa,
make some
wait a
jokes.
minute.
I want to make some jokes, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that one alone.
Yeah.
I've been making those jokes for years, so it's cool.
I know. Yeah.
You've heard them.
No, I
I've
know.
made
But
them.
yeah,
to
no.
you.
It's been going okay. Like, we're just getting a little system. I think it's a little bit weirder. I don't know about Josh because we have a kid in the same class. But it's kind of weird going by some teacher somewhere giving an assignment with no real instruction. Just
That's,
here's an assignment.
Tucker, that's what you are now. You are the instruction. You're the teacher.
Well, I understand that, but
Oh, you mean no instruction for you?
for me or for how to actually do the assignment,
That's what.
so I
So-
can teach that thing.
Listen, I'll give you guys some pro homeschooling tips right now. All you got to do is stay one lesson ahead. Just one
Okay.
lesson ahead. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know one more thing than they do.
Fair enough.
No, I'm fine. If you need some
I had
help,
to-
Tucker, give me a call. We could
I
do
had
this
to
off.
relearn. I had to
Go.
relearn how to reduce fractions and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dreading when they get to high school. It's gonna be oof.
Oh yeah.
Call
Well,
call Uncle Kellen. Apparently,
Dude,
yeah, exactly. It's like
Okay,
my son
so-
that's sort of a freshman, I guess. He's still a freshman, just not at the high school. He's at Tucker High School. But I don't know. I'm just shocked that, and here's my wise words of wisdom. I don't know why the teachers aren't setting up a camera, recording the lesson
Right.
plan, and just putting it on YouTube,
or just go
For-
live all day with the kids. I mean,
or just go live. Like it's such an easy solution that they just don't do it.
I know they got smart whiteboards, but they don't have webcams in the classrooms.
yeah.
They could go.
I was like, I was like, one of my oldest boys' teachers sent out a thing saying their office hours were like from noon to 1 every day. I was like, noon to 1? I'm like, shouldn't your office hours be all day?
Yeah.
But
congratulations, hey, you're still getting paid as a teacher, so you need to be available.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and rightfully so. I think they should still be paid, but we need to adapt to today's technology. And I think some video lessons would be good. Or I've heard of some teachers actually providing links to resources, videos that provide instruction to help the kids. But I don't know.
They should be setting up virtual classrooms pretty quickly, I would imagine.
I mean,
recording. All you need to do is, okay, today you get in front of your whiteboard with a video camera, and you record tomorrow's math lesson.
Exactly.
You put it up on a YouTube channel, and you give that link to the kids.
Well, and I think in their defense, they're trying.
Yeah.
I think some
I'm not implying that they're not. It just seems it seems like the solution is easier than they're making.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I think some are doing more than others at this point, probably because they have some knowledge as to how to do that. Not everybody.
I think that's one of the big things that we kind of heard back from one of the other teachers, that some teachers don't know how to do online stuff, and this is like their worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I think that they could go spend the day in the classroom, record about 5 lessons, just upload them
for the week. I mean, you can get a week's worth of lessons done in a day, probably, and then
and then have open office hours available for 2 or 3 hours a day. So if kids do have questions, they could call in.
Yeah,
and they can make that appointment, call in, get their questions answered, done.
Yeah, exactly. So I give that to the teachers out there.
Well, and it's going to be interesting because some kids do better than others learning from their parents. And, I have 2 kids. One is going to thrive in this environment and not have any problem at all. My other one is going to say, I don't want to do this right now, and fight it. And he's, he'll learn because he's going to have to, but it's not going to be as easy for him. And I think, multiply what the 3 of us are going through. Kellen, not so much, but me and you, Edward, Tucker. I don't even know what to call you anymore, but it's all right.
You've called me worse things. It's okay.
I've called you worse things, so we're okay. But multiply this times all of the families that are affected by this, and it's crazy times out there. It really is. I was talking to another friend earlier today, and it was like, he's just like, this is so just weird. He works downtown in Prescott, and he's like, it's like eerie. It's a ghost town down here, and this is like a bad movie. You're hoping for a good. Hopefully, it ends like most of these virus type movies where it's a good happy ending. But it's scary out there right now.
Oh, 100%. And it's just been a lot of different changes. I know, at least for me, it's just kind of going on like any other day, like just trying to, because it's easy to get in your head and get like worried about what's going on, but it's kind of like just staying positive and just working, at least for me, of just being like, okay, because things are still happening, and it's like, all right, just concentrating on that and not touching anything when I go out.
I mean, we still have responsibilities to our clients. Obviously we have responsibilities to our families, so we gotta provide and protect both of them, but in our line of work, it's a little, it's interesting. We are, at least in the state of Arizona, considered essential personnel. But I took a pretty in-depth look at our governor's list of essential personnel yesterday, and honestly, the first thing that came to my mind was, this is a little much.
Like
a little big.
Golf courses are open. I get it. I mean, I don't know how you're going to get sick on a golf course per se, but it's kind of like, hey, if you're going to shut stuff down, let's shut stuff down.
Right.
Yeah, like I know one of the municipal courses here in town, you basically have to go online, pay your fee online, and then you show up and you check in, kind of online as well, or maybe at a window, and they point you to your tee, and you're on your way.
It just seems way too complicated, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
crazy.
I did a video just the other day, and who knows, after today, even those might not be available. But we have annual passes to both Out of Africa Wild Animal Park and to Arizona. Both, and Out of Africa is usually you take like a little bus tour, but then it's a walking scenario. You're walking
Right.
through the rest of the park, and they just turned those walking trails into driving trails, and they were having people drive through the park this last
Yeah.
week. And it was a really great way to get out of the house for a little bit, but still not actually have to come in contact with really anybody. And then Arizona has always had their drive-through park, which I think is cool.
Yeah, sitting
Yeah.
there looking at the video and kind of segue here in a second, Josh. Like I did, because us being in real estate, we can't really rightfully do like open houses. So I had been working on a video anyways, but I did it as a video open house and got a lot of attention, ended up getting an offer because of that video on the
Yeah.
house. But the other
Adapt
thing,
or die.
yeah, it's like we're having to adapt to it. But Josh, you and your band, 90 Proof, did
Yeah.
something cool the other night. What was that?
Yeah, we did. We did our first ever in our life's live stream kind of concert, and different, so different. I mean, we're used to playing in front of people, and you end the song, people cheer and clap and whatnot, and we're playing, and the song ends, and it's just dead silent. And it's just, it's a
Instead of
different.
applause, you just have the little emojis floating across the screen on your
Yeah,
live video.
I almost wanted to have a button I could push and just pipe like applause in.
We should set something up, like an applause.
Yeah, it
You've
needs
got
to happen because
pads.
it's so. Yeah, it's awkward though. It's just it was different, and we had a great great response. And it was funny because after I did that, I went, it's kind of cool. We play here locally or down in Phoenix or whatever, and we have a group of people or whoever can come see us. But people that live out of state or out of town, they can't go. And we had people all over the country, friends of friends of friends who were told about it, got on there, and were watching this. And it's kind of a cool thing for musicians, and something probably we should have been doing all along. And so we're learning new things through this too. I mean, it's a way to adapt, like Kellen said. You adapt or die. The restaurants are doing it right now. We're trying to do it as a band. We're doing it in our real estate careers. Everybody's having to kind of adapt right now, and it's crazy to think, this new shelter in place order that went in yesterday is for the entire month of April.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, man, I was hoping, a couple more weeks of this and I'd be able to kind of get back to normal. I'm a man of social undistancing. I like to be around people and
Right.
hang out and enjoy each other's company. And so this is really awkward and difficult for me. And it's hitting our families. I mean, my son told me he was depressed the other day. I go, do you even know what that means? And he's like, well, I think so. And I'm like, yeah, you are depressed. We talked about it. And so it's an interesting time. We're having to adapt and do things. Kellen's a little more used to the homeschooling thing, and that's awesome. And it's interesting. There's more and more families doing that, and I can see why. I mean, in this type of environment, I am, it's horrible to say, but it's like, I'm like, so why do our kids go to school? I mean, I feel like, I mean, it's horrible to think that, but I'm blessed in the fact that my career allows me some time to spend with my kids, and my wife is able to spend some time with my kids and do this. But I could only imagine if I was working, say I was a police officer, my wife worked at the hospital. How in the heck I be taking care of my kids and doing this distance learning with them? There's no way. It just
Well, I
wouldn't
was
happen.
sitting there thinking,
They have hours.
yeah, I was thinking of that my previous, career in law enforcement. I was like, God, thank God I'm not in that anymore, because I'd be out dealing with a whole bunch of stuff and possibly bringing it home, and I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, we've been kind of going. We're kind of getting done in like half the time that takes at like
Mhm.
school.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that. So
But it's still a lot of time. I mean, it's
yeah,
not like here's an hour worth of work for you to do. It's a lot of work for them for
right.
sure. So.
Oh yeah. So
It is.
that's why it's like the more instruction, the easier it'll go. Just saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, everyone will adapt, and then it'll be weird. It'll be weird again to, hopefully send the kids off to school at the beginning of the next school year.
right.
But I do wonder if we'll actually see a drop in enrollment in public education
I have a feeling we will.
as we go into the next school year, the 2020-2021.
Oh, Josh left. Josh left. There he
No,
is.
I didn't.
He's back.
I'm back. That's what happens when you're using Zoom on your phone here and you get a call, I guess. Sorry guys, that's what happened.
That's
So
all right.
It's good.
Again, learning and adapting
Yeah.
to the new ways of
Well,
I mean, we normally would be doing this sitting in our office around the
Yeah,
table
in our little office studio.
in person, enjoying each other's company.
Yeah.
It's
I went
nice
to
to
the
be able to
office.
see you guys, but
Yeah, I went to the office yesterday, and even though we're not like avoiding each other, like it felt kind of apocalyptic in the office.
yeah.
I'm
You're
planning
like
on going into the office tomorrow because I'm going to take advantage of some of this time to just rebuild some things inside the office, streamline the processes that we all use just from a physical standpoint in there, because there's not as much work to be done right
Sure.
now, which is
And
fine.
and somebody asked me too, they said, how is this affecting us realtors, and it's a great question, because right now everything that's closing now, because people are saying, oh, it's not affecting this market, we're closing deals and we have new listings going on, and I'm like, yeah, those deals you're closing are deals that
We've been
probably
working
went
for
into
months.
escrow a month and a half ago, and then
right.
I don't know if it's a great idea to be putting a house on the market right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to know why, we can do a whole nother video on that probably, but it's not rocket science to know that people aren't really out looking at houses right now in person. Tucker, you were blessed with getting an offer on a house you did a virtual open house for, but most people are still going to want to walk into that house before they put an offer on it.
Well, and it got attention to it. They still went afterwards, but
of course. But starting
a lot of
tomorrow,
attention to it.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
like having good photos on the listing, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to draw people in. Now it's not good enough. We need those video walkthroughs to get people interested in even taking the risk to go and see the house.
Sure.
So that's where it's getting kind of weird as well.
Yeah, and my thought is it's gonna slow down a little. I mean, we're gonna see a drop in the next 30 to 90 days as fallout from a lot of this, and I think we'll recover well. I think more people are gonna want to move here to the Prescott area, just because it's if you live in a big city right now and you've been hunkered down for a lot longer than we have here, and anytime there's any kind of natural disaster or event. That brings more people to our area, and now with something like this, I guess time will tell. But I gotta say, I feel that it's going to bring more buyers to our market for sure.
Yeah. Also, last time I checked, Prescott ranks #1 in cleanest air quality.
Yeah.
So I can only see those two things coming together, and like you said, Josh, it getting crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
instead of having a crazy busy summer, we're going to end up having like a crazy busy fall and going into next winter is what it's going to be. It's going to just shift a few months to the other direction, and then we'll be right where we're at.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. I don't see this. I saw an article, and it drives me nuts. And this is with anything really, but just headlines that are designed to scare people who won't end up even reading the article. But the headline was like, did this news organization just inadvertently cause a housing crash, or did Congress just inadvertently cause a housing crash?
Right.
This has nothing to do with the housing market. Will it impact the housing market? In some ways, yeah, just like it's affecting every financial market, and the housing market is a financial market. So, that just is what it is. But honestly, I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah. I think in the long run, it'll be okay.
In some areas, the market's been ripe for correction for quite a while, and so we'll probably will see a little bit of a correction in price, depending on your market, wherever you're listening to this. For our California listeners, it'll have the biggest impact where the biggest amount of inflation has been. Simple.
Yeah.
It's going to have a bigger impact in bigger markets like the greater Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco. Yeah, it's going to hit them harder than it's going to hit us here, but it's going to hit us here too. I think we're due for some price correction anyway, and this will just usher it in, maybe a year before it was going to happen in the first place.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll make a video that goes into all of that on our actual real estate channel.
Sure.
Yeah, we're doing
I don't want to get bogged down too much in it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something.
We're doing some cool things with that.
Well, what's cool, what's been kind of cool is I don't know about you guys, but being cooped up in the house, all I can watch is a lot of TV, it seems, and movies and shows. And how about the Tiger King show, man?
Jeez.
And it's blowing up. Like,
oh yeah,
everybody I know now is like, oh, she killed her husband. I know it.
The memes are gold.
Just so
the memes are absolute internet gold. It is listen, the Tiger King is sustaining America in the way that no government agency can right now. Yeah. They are responsible for happiness in America at Netflix right this minute.
Well, and what's great? What's that?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the letter that the husband wrote, his grammar was so bad.
Oh yeah.
And that guy was millions and millions of dollars to his name, right? It just shows you that. I told my wife, I go, just because I rush text messages sometimes and I use the wrong vernacular for the word there,
right?
That I can still be megally successful, wife. And I was, oh man, but that show, I've been just,
it's amazing. And I did a post yesterday, just an obscure thing from one of the lines that lady says, saying, "Hello, you cool cats and kittens," and people freaked out. I had people calling me to talk to me about Tiger King.
But the music videos too. I mean,
I found out it's not him. It's not him. That made me so mad. Because not only
someone else is singing those?
Yeah, somebody else wrote and is singing them. So it wasn't even him. And I'm like, he had the nerve after his great funeral speech, dressed as a preacher.
Golden
about
nuggets,
his late husband.
Golden nuggets.
Oh, it's great.
But then
I didn't know
sang.
That.
But then he sang, and I'm like, the nerve that he's like trying to do this Milli Vanilli thing, and he has the nerve to use his own voice to do that.
He gone.
He's gonna get.
No, I'm back. Sorry, another phone call.
I'm just gonna keep on calling you right now.
Next time we do this, boys, and if I use my phone, I'll put it on Do Not Disturb. But
yes,
sorry, just put up with me disappearing for 1 second.
This is one of my favorites, though. I don't know if you can even be able to see it on the screen. I'll hold it up, but
it says, "When you order Alan Jackson off Wish." Yeah.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
One of my friends pulled me into a Facebook group dedicated. I mean, it's basically just a Tiger King meme paradise, and dude, it's so good.
I've seen some, but 99% of them are not appropriate to put on here.
That's correct.
So yeah,
we have to keep this PG rated or G. Probably PG.
PG.
Yeah, trying. Yeah. But it's like I was telling
PG. Well, we should clarify that though. That's another thing. G rated.
When we were
today,
kids, or now.
Now compared to G rated in 1982.
Right.
Bye,
Hold on.
No,
I'm back. G-rated in 1982.
You're right.
Like, I was like, hey, babe, let's watch this movie with the kids. So what's it rated? Well, G. We turn it on, and, ooh, Daddy got in trouble.
Well, I mean,
I've done that so much.
I'm not even going to mention the name of the movie because then people might judge my character.
Sure.
But it was a movie I thought, I'll just tell you, it was a movie called Toys with Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
No, I mean, yeah.
What's bad is I think I saw that when I was 10 years old. I don't know. Because back then, that was what G was acceptable rating.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, and you got to remember the PG-13 rating didn't even pop up until 1984. So before you had G, PG, and R. So if it wasn't bad enough to be R, which it took a lot to get there, it was just PG.
Right.
Yeah, I had to take a very lot.
Like Jaws.
I'm pretty sure R-rated movies, most R-rated movies today would be G-rated movies in 1982, 85.
Yeah, I get in trouble all the time when I go to watch. I'm like, I want the kids to see this movie that I used to watch all the time as a kid. And then we put it in, and it's a couple minutes in. I'm like, oh, I didn't catch that when I was younger.
Not at all. Like, I didn't realize they said the F word every 3 seconds in this movie, and it's G-rated. It's a G movie. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Then the girl steps out of the shower, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Hey,
close your eyes, kids.
I'm like, I didn't. My wife's like, honey, and I'm like, I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Sorry. Own it.
Busted.
Yeah.
Big trouble. So I don't even try anymore. It's like if it's a movie, if it's not a Disney movie, like animated, like.
But even now, those Pixar movies are depressing as hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can be.
They can be. Yeah, you're right.
I don't even know if I want to watch. Onward comes out on Disney Plus or Upward.
Yeah.
Onward.
Yeah, I think it's Onward.
Comes out on Disney Plus on Friday, and I don't even know if I want to see it.
Yeah.
Because
I probably will at some point, but I'm not eager to go do that.
Yeah.
It's just
my kids will watch it probably 15 times before I watch it once.
Right.
Oh, see, we're probably gonna I'm still hesitant because I know that those movies have anymore they just have some real depressing moments in them.
Right.
But we are making the kids wait until Friday evening to watch it. Because we're just gonna have a proper family movie night.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Treat it like we're going out to the movies. We're gonna have some dinner, and then we'll sit down and watch the movie.
Make some popcorn.
And then when the kids go to bed, we put Tiger King on.
Yeah.
Well, we plowed through Tiger King before it was cool.
Well, I was telling somebody yesterday.
We're not quite done with it yet. Almost.
Yeah. Somebody that asked me about it after I made that post, and I was like, listen, I'm not any smarter, or I'm not better off after watching this show. It's just you can't stop dissecting stuff. And I was talking to my son, I'm like, name the craziest thing that you can think of. It's in that show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
That was another
when his
one
boyfriend comes out
memes.
laying.
Let me see if I can find it to show our audience.
While you're looking for that, Kellen, when his husband, I guess, sitting on the couch with no shirt on, I probably laughed for 5 minutes straight, just at the fact that that's how that guy wanted to be appearing on camera.
Okay.
That was a long interview. So there was one point where they were talking to the guy who, spoiler alert at this point, but man, y'all have had time
spoiler
on
alert,
so deal with it.
I was like, Josh hasn't finished it yet.
Like you're saying, Tucker, it's not going to make me any more enlightened to know how it ends or begins.
Well,
you draw your own conclusions right away.
I mean, as you know, one of the controversies with Mr. Joe Exotic is that he allegedly hired somebody to kill that Carol Baskin.
Right. That
and
lady.
They were interviewing that guy, at several points through the show. And at one point, dude just walks into his bathroom and starts drawing a bath. That's what you do when you're being interviewed is, you know what? I know we're doing this interview and I respect that, but I've got a pretty strict schedule that I like to keep to, and it's 7 p.m. and that means it's bath time.
Right.
Dude
Well, it's like there's certain
drew a bath
things,
and got in.
there's certain that happen in the show that are weird, but because of everything else, they don't even phase you. Like at one, a dude pulls up in a weird car with a skeleton in his passenger seat.
Yeah.
Doesn't even phase you. Doesn't
No.
even phase you. You're like, all right,
That's
No,
the
that
thing
chick
just
that
happened.
gets her arm,
yeah.
gnawed off.
Yeah.
And then she's right back at work. Like, yeah, this is
like,
fine.
of
I
course
work
I
with a
went
guy
right
with
back
no
to work.
legs. I'm like, oh, jeez.
She's like, I was like
Yeah.
15 minutes late the next day, but I made it.
Yeah, 4
Well, I
hours
think
in
it's
the
funny.
ER. I came back.
While
Joe
we're all
Exotic
sitting
goes into
here
the gift
afraid of
shop.
a cold.
Yeah, Joe Exotic goes into the gift shop and he's like, "Hey, the worker just got their arm bit off by a tiger, so I mean today's free, I guess."
Yeah, today,
and everybody's
they'll
like,
give you a refund or you come back tomorrow or.
Yeah. Oh man.
and his
Alright,
first
boys.
thing is like, "This is gonna bankrupt me. I'm never gonna be able to financially."
Yeah, I will
return."
not financially recover from like it was just awful. I've got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm sitting
I've
outside
had several
and my
calls
battery's
I've
gonna
missed
die.
and time to go back to work.
Yeah. So
Yep.
thanks for chatting with us today, Josh. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
For sure, man. Hopefully this is the first of many, and
Yes.
we can, obviously we're very unscripted right now because
Yeah.
this is,
We're
just
winging
calling
it.
each other, brain
Randomness.
dumping on each other, and enjoying company. But
Yeah.
hopefully other people enjoyed the company as well when they see this.
Exactly.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody.
More
we'll
things
All
to
right,
come
guys.
from us. Yeah.
We'll keep as much content as we can coming through the coming days and weeks because, well, we want to talk to you too. So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's it for us today. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all the fun things that you do to help us out. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, he's Tucker,
He's the beard. He's Rice.
Cider Rice, and yeah, we're out.
Yeah.
Peace.